Okay, I'm Mariko. I'm a vlogger and I will be doing morning breakfast with you on Fridays. And so for today, welcome to Morning Breakfast with Mariko. Our subject of discussion will be based on the COVID-19, whereby the Chinese government has shown a lot of disregard to the concept of human rights, of which one of them is the fact that nobody should be discriminated against in reference to either any distinctive character or feature based on race, based on skin color, or any other thing of that nature. Watching the news today, we have seen that a Chinese crew threw two Tanzanians into the Indian Ocean, of which that amounts to discrimination of the highest nature. And I don't believe the reason as to why human beings should treat other human beings like animals. That notwithstanding, also last week we had the case of the Africans in China, especially in Wuhan and also Guangzhou, whereby the Africans or persons of African descent were denied entry into restaurants and also supermarkets based on their color, skin color. And yet, the Chinese are in other countries. For instance, here in Kenya, we have Chinese citizens and we are treating them like humans. So I don't understand the reason as to why we should treat them as humans, whereas they treat us like animals. An eye for an eye is the rule of the jungle. And as Africans, I think we should employ it because it seems to pay sometimes. Because if you take for the case of evicting persons of African descent from their houses, then that means that we should also evict persons of Chinese descent from their houses here in Kenya. Another viral video went around showing a person of African descent being caned by Chinese citizens in Guangzhou in China. So I don't see the reason as to why we should not treat them with the same breath, because if they do that, then we are not exempted from doing that. At no given time as Africans lost their culture of being welcoming and cohabiting peacefully with other citizens or persons of different races. But being treated in that nature of discrimination and also being treated like lesser beings, then that means that we have to stand up for ourselves. And the funniest thing of all is the fact that no organization, be it international or whatever, that has come out to condemn the acts being perpetrated by the Chinese against Africans. And I'm just imagining if the same case was happening here in Kenya or here in Africa, you would hear whole manner of condemnations from the UN and other world organizations. But that's not the case here. Look, today, two Tanzanians were thrown into the Indian Ocean full of whales and other harmful creatures. That brings to mind the story of the biblical, the case of this biblical man who was sent to Nineveh, and then he decided not to go, and then there were problems in the sea, and then the captain of the ship had to throw him into the ocean, and he was swallowed by whale and delivered to the God-sent destination. But for these two Tanzanians, the same case doesn't apply to them. Where they are, I believe they are dead. but there's no condemnations which have come through from any quarters that is concerned by the same case. So are Africans lesser beings? Are Africans of lesser race, or a race that is not worth to cohabit with other races in this world? And if that's the case, then we should be told, and we should stand up for the Africanhood, and we protect our rights, because it seems that we have been left alone to protect our own rights, and we should stand up for that. That's my take. This being Morning Breakfast with Mariko on Friday. It will be there every Friday. So ensure that you subscribe and you join me so that we can discuss matters affecting Africans. Thank you.